All right, so we're live and it's the end of 2020. Finally, a lot of people will say, probably. And we're gonna have a look at the year 2020 in terms of Zen-Dragon, and I'm going to share a little bit of my life as well, probably. Just gonna check out the light. Let's see if it's like this, no, like this, something in between. This is a martial arts channel, so I figured I'd share some kicks. Anyways, we're gonna have a look at the videos and hopefully you can watch them on screen. Actually, I usually do these videos recording from OBS, so this is my first time doing a live stream, not on my phone, but on my computer for YouTube. And just to make sure that Happy New Year to Simon Eriksson. And he's a great martial artist, and you may know him from his Instagram page, which just blew up like a few years back, I think. And he has a ton of followers, but he shares a message about personal development. So Happy New Year to Simon Eriksson. And definitely search for that name on YouTube or Instagram if you haven't checked him out before. Very inspiring dude. I'm just gonna find like the iPad and then we can go over the videos from this year. Let's see. I found something better. My girlfriend's computer. And I'm not going to share any personal information, but let's see. We're gonna have a look at the videos from this year. And I hope all of you are doing well. I hope none of you got hurt with the fireworks or caught COVID or anything, or just bad hangovers. That's also pretty unpleasant. I'm hoping that you'll find this video in a good state. And if not, I hope this can lighten up your day a little bit. Let's see. So we're gonna go to the Zen-Dragon channel here on YouTube, and we're not gonna catch this live video with the link here. Rather, we're going to have a look at the channel and the content from 2020. So one of the things I found useful and I got a lot of positive feedback from this year was the virtual sparring playlists, which I'd already created some videos for like a few years back, I think. But with the pandemic, it became much more useful or much more needed, I should say. Let's see, I'm going to close down this window. And let's see. If you're currently experiencing lockdown, then I highly recommend this playlist. If you go through my playlists, perhaps I missed it, there's a lot of playlists to explore, but that's the virtual sparring one. I hope you can see it right here. So if you click virtual sparring or just search Zen-Dragon virtual sparring, then you'll find a playlist full of videos. And it was a joy to get stories and messages from people who were using these this year. I think I'm going to adjust the light just a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, this should be a little bit better, I think. or maybe not. Anyways, so there's a bunch of different videos, some old ones where you get to face someone using animal styles. And it has a bit of a video game type of feel. That's what I've been going for with this playlist. And the first round is always in slow motion. Then the next round is in full speed. So you get to practice and get a feel for the different looks of the opponent. In this case, someone using animal styles. And then you get to react in full speed. The letters on the screen will instruct you whether it's time to do the attacks or to prepare to defend or move. So there's also one where it's more conventional kickboxing, and also one where it's Muay Thai, my friend who's a Muay Thai guy, and these videos were recorded and shared. This one is in from 2019, but this year they really began to play a part, and I made sure to also create a new video, a new virtual sparring video in 2020, just because I felt it was needed for a lot of people. In this case, I created this one, which is virtual sparring view versus a nunchaku fighter. And I really like that one because there's some virtual sparring content already out there on YouTube, a lot of kickboxing typically, or some boxing. But in this case, it's combat with weapons. So you're facing someone with a nunchaku. And as it says in the description, you don't need a weapon to practice along to this, but you need to be mindful of the weapon. So that means you're not going to try and use your usual techniques if it's karate and block, or like a boxing style block or parry to the nunchaku. You're going to use your footwork and movement to get out of the way. And if you have a weapon like someone showed me, Cristiano De Simone, who's also a martial artist, he sent me a video where he was using a bow staff to deal with the nunchaku attacks. If you've got a weapon as well, then you can obviously block the weapon rather than simply move. But then the instructions tell you what to do, and at first it's slow motion, and then it's full speed. And generally, I think what this shows is also like the application of the moves, because a lot of people with nunchaku, they can look a lot more impressive than I, for sure. And they do amazing spins and have amazing speed, but they don't really use it in a combative manner. So all they're doing is spins or attacks, if even any attacks, and they're not really doing any blocks and stuff. So let's see. Whenever it says attack on screen, then I'm using defense with the nunchaku. So let's see. These are some attacks and a little bit of. So now I'm blocking. Like for instance, if there's a strike coming this direction, then I'm blocking with the chain and blocking to this angle with the chain again. And here I'm controlling the wrist of the opponent to bring him into a knee and striking at close range, holding the nunchaku like this. I think these are some concepts which people overlook sometimes with the nunchaku. Anyways, so this video was from 2020. Now let's go over some of the other content from this crazy year 2020. Boom. All right. So the most recent video prior to this one is a highlight of a boxing AFC tournament, which was my first time boxing like this, and it was a friendly tournament set up by my fellow YouTuber friend, Damien from the channel MFC Monkey Fist, and it was with referees and timekeeping and judging, but it was a small grassroots event, and I knew it would be safe as it was in light contact, but there were a lot of full contact moments in those fights because it got pretty competitive and was a fun experience. You can check out the highlight video here, and even better, you can check out all the fights from that day on the channel MFC. Then there was a lot of sparring content also this year, like the next video, some boxing, kickboxing, and grappling sparring, and it was like this video is actually some old recordings it's based on, but the interesting part is it's bare knuckle, something I won't really experiment much with, at least not if it's a full contact or even medium contact, because at this point as a father, I'm mindful of safety even more than I used to, but definitely something to share. And we're live, so we have some technical errors. The computer just crashed, and I think it's because it's low energy as well. So I'm going to go to another device to go over the videos this year. Let's see. So this is my cell phone. Let's go to the channel. And I'm not going to touch on all of the videos this year. I'm just going to touch on some of the interesting moments. But as you can see, there's been a lot of sparring content, especially though I try to mix it up also with tutorials and even the occasional vlog and different things. But this has been the year of sparring content, especially and some weapon sparring, nunchaku versus baton. Let's see what else. Here's a tutorial which I really liked. It's on the HEMA applications versus Kung Fu, so Dao versus Shield. And I had the honor of collabing with Sifu Kotal, one of the YouTubers who inspired me early on before I started Zen-Dragon. And he shared a lot of stuff in regards to how to use a chair. Also, something noteworthy this year was I had a few exhibition fights like this, which actually wasn't full contact. It was medium contact, but it was interesting because it was animal style Kung Fu versus Muay Mat, which is not really purely Muay Thai. It's more a mix of boxing techniques and generally also kickboxing techniques. And I did a video on improvised weapons and a drill for how to realize how to use them under pressure. So you can actually place some things which are not hard and dangerous to hit your opponent with. And then you can, if you hit the ground and they're lying there, you can pick something up and throw it at the opponent or something. So it's not just a theoretical idea to use improvised weapons for self-defense, but you actually get to have to respond and adapt in sparring in a safe manner. Some more weapon sparring, and this was also a video that's special and dear to my heart with my son, and he's already grown a lot since this was made earlier this year, like a workout with my son, just a spontaneous video, but great memories, especially as the years move on. Enjoyed sharing this, and some of you also really responded well to the video, but it's blocked in some countries for some reason. What other moments stood out this year? So that's the highlight, the fight highlights, where I showed all of my best moments, none of the ones where I got hit, perhaps I'll do that some other day, but I really like this video. It's based on only, I think I've had like 3 or 4 fights, like my kickboxing debut in the ring, and then some self-promoted fights, and hopefully I'll be able to have 1 or 2 more safe self-promoted fights in this year, 2021. I've already spoken with potential opponents, and we're down to make it happen, but you never know with the pandemic and everything else. This one was a very special video, and I'm going to click on it. The Draw My Life 2 video, which was such a daunting task to take on. Shout out to Jeremy, the artist who illustrated the drawings in this video. And
my first Draw My Life.
If you haven't seen the first one, my first Draw My Life video, it shares a lot about my personal background, having grown up with being in not foster care, but like orphanages, I guess you would call it at times, and my dad winning in court and coming back home, and all kinds of stuff in my family with mental illness and drug abuse and stuff, which I think was important to show, because if you stay positive and keep trying to move forward, eventually you'll build the momentum to achieve what you want in life. I'm living proof of it, as so many other people are, but it's so important to share that, especially because other martial artists and YouTubers like Nick Roses, who've also come from difficult backgrounds, they've shared their journeys, and that inspired me. So I'm so grateful to be able to now share my journey and inspire others, especially with a video like the first Draw My Life and this second one.
The start of 2018.
And the second Draw My Life, so many crazy things happened, like from my wife almost getting kidnapped in Cambodia to receiving an award in Italy, and like playing a part of the Dragens Skæbne, the miniseries, which should be available online, but I think it's blocked from the channel Breakdown Films right now. But great experience acting and meeting so many other actors and script writers and professionals.
When it was time to start,
and being able to learn a little bit of Bogota, not properly learning, more experiencing it, and shining a spotlight on that art as well, like Antonio, I forget his name, but Brooklyn Monk did back in the day on his YouTube channel, which also inspired me and introduced me to Bogota. So it's just some of the moments on this video. And the most special moment of all, of course, the birth of my son, and just finding out about the pregnancy and everything. This video also shares some stuff I'm really proud of, what my wife and I have done in the past with a project Medgang, which is a little bit on hold, but where we shared free training sessions and raised funds to support a Taekwondo school in Honduras, and did different things, especially the project in Honduras, because this amazing guy I mentioned in the video in the Draw My Life, he has the school, and he uses it to motivate the kids to stay off the streets and to perform well in school, because that's the only requirement for them to be able to train Taekwondo for free, and to be able to help them out for as long as we did. That was an honor and a great experience. And I hope as my son grows older and as life gets a little less hectic, that we can go back to being more active with Medgang, not only to make a positive impact, but also to be role models to our son and show the importance of making a positive impact, not just in your own life, but for others as well. Anyways, So this Draw My Life 2 videos, it shares some of the special moments on my journey and some of the stuff I'm really proud and grateful to have experienced. Yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest videos of 2020, even though it only has currently like 300 views. So that's not a lot for a channel which has some videos with millions of views and 100,000 views and stuff. Here's a video of my exhibition fight with Simon Dam. And shout out to Simon Dam. He just sent me a message last night saying Happy New Year and stuff. And it really warmed my heart because he's a great guy. And I really look forward to sometime this year being able to train with him again and perhaps have another rematch as we've spoken about. Yeah, let's see what other content has played a role this year. And I'm going to try and keep this a little bit short, but here's one which really is exemplifying 2020 because it's non-contact sparring, corona-safe training, and we all had to adapt in different ways this year. So for this video, perhaps it can give you some inspiration.
Techniques in all of martial arts, the vast majority of which will probably get you killed on time.
So
If you got 3 meters and the opponent is retreating, then you need.
So the whole concept is to maintain a distance as you strike where you can't hit each other, and more importantly, you can't cough or spit on each other or transfer any fluids, so it should be corona safe. Also key to make sure to use hand sanitizer and stuff beforehand and afterwards. And the essential thing is to be mindful of the distance at all times, because if it's like you decide to have like a 3 meters distance and that's supposed to represent when you connect, then sometimes you'll perhaps evade and the distance will be 4 meters or 5 meters, but you still need to remember, all right, I need to move in 2 meters more to be able to make contact then again. Yeah, so that one stands out. And yes, this has also been the year of interviews. I was interviewed by Jerry from Fight Commentary Breakdowns, and it was moved to the channel Fight Commentary Chats if you want to check out that interview. And also by the great martial arts podcast. Somehow, I think it's Chat Combat, but right now I'm kind of, I believe it's Chat Combat. It is Chat Combat, the title, but for some reason it just skipped my mind. This is one of the best interviews I've done over the years. There's a part 1 and a part 2 of that to check out. And also Chat Combat has interviewed a ton of other inspiring martial artists and YouTubers, like, for instance, Jeff Chan from MMA Shredded, or Nick Drosos and Sensei Ando, and also this guy isn't as much of a YouTuber, even though he's been on YouTube, Bas Rutten, or Bas Rutten, who's like a combat legend, like one of the earliest mixed martial artists to show the value of high kicks, and an interesting guy for anyone practicing traditional martial arts, as in Pride, he would do a lot of palm strikes, especially connecting at times with this part, which is also useful, but this can be powerful as well, like you do in tiger claw techniques. So there were those interviews and some interviews with some smaller channels and podcasts. So that's also been a big part of this year. Anyways, and then there was the fight with, I think there was one more fight this year. I think at the start of this year, there was the fight with Minola, and kudos to him for stepping up. He he skipped the date because he felt he wasn't prepared well enough, and then he decided to do it anyways. And it was a great fight. I think I showed a little bit of mercy, but I think that was also like the best thing to do as a martial artist when there's such a skill level difference, and also because I knew the rules would allow me to finish him by submission. So I landed actually a hard kick to the head, but that was with the front leg. I purposely did not try and go for my most dangerous techniques because I'd been hurt earlier the year before in a fight, and I didn't want to have him have to go to the hospital or anything, or deal with any significant damage besides getting banged up a bit and bruised and having that fight experience. So that was also a standout moment. And this year also, like the video I did on Chuck Norris has really blown up, and currently it's getting more views than any of my other Bible videos, so I'm grateful for that as well. Anyways, that's about it. I'm going to soon make a switch with my wife, who's out walking the stroller while our son is asleep. So I'm gonna give her a break and walk with my son soon. I really appreciate those of you who've decided to check out my Patreon as well and support that. And yeah, have a look. It's you don't need to support me, but it feels great with all the stuff I've given to receive a little bit in return, besides the positive feedback and comments from people who've been lifted by my content. But so if you want to check that out, it's like $3, $5, or $10 if you want to support with that. And shout out to Jason Rainwater and to MFC Monkey Fist channel. That's about it. Have a great 2021, and I hope it becomes a lot better than 2020. Peace out.